Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. Get started in a bit. We are taking your questions to start. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Wisdom and Spiritual Truths. My name is Nehru, and I am a Master Builder 33, born on the 333rd day of the year. That is a Master Teacher, here to help awaken, here to help ascend, and here to ascend myself as well and fulfill Akashic contract journeys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to start this live by taking your questions. Okay, that's what I feel like Divine is wanting me to do on this live to start. So, your spiritual questions we are taking at this time. Okay. So if you have questions on how to clear certain energies, how to clear certain frequencies, how to open up certain chakras, okay, we are here to answer those questions on this live. Divine Source, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for the gifts, talents, and abilities that allow me to do it, what it is that I do. And thank you so much for the collective that will tune in to this live, to everyone who you guide here, whose ancestors guide them here to this channel. Thank you so much. And yeah, to your ancestors, thank you. Okay, to your ancestors, I thank them as well. Hello, Rasta. Hello, Rasta. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good to see you as always. I like what you are, not who you are. All right, I feel that. All right, thank you so much. Welcome in. All right, and thank you so much. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is a crystal holder. Okay, and so shout out Justice League. What's going on, baby? So you can place within here. Okay, Rasta, you can place within here crystals. Okay, so far I have a tiger's eye in here. That's the only one that I have in here thus far. Okay, but you can place crystals within here. All right, so yeah, all right, and pick this up today on my walk here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Um, yeah, so all right. I plan on adding other crystals, okay, to this capsule. That's what I'm going to call it, a capsule. I plan on adding other crystals to it. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we are taking your questions. We are taking your questions. Divine Source, again, thank you for the collective, all who tune in. Many of you tune in on the regular basis, even if you do not speak, in the chat, on the live. Thank you so much for those of you who are upright and on your high vibrational journey that sit in the background, take in the information, and apply it to your life. And again, that's not me bragging upon myself. I still feel like that's loud. All right, you feel like something's being loud, someone's being loud. You know, you could be telling the kids, shh, be quiet. All right, so, or that's a spiritual thing. Okay, um, and so yeah, all right. Hope everyone is doing well wherever you are. Okay, I know we have Texas in the house already. Feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from. Divine Source, I speak against any blockages of the information, any blockages of this channel, any blockages of information that is spoken through this channel. I am here doing your work, Divine Source Eravat, and yeah, so I expect full protection. Okay, when you do Divine's work, okay, when you do Divine's work, you should expect nothing but the best. And part of the best is your protection. When you are doing Divine's work, fulfilling your journey, I keep bringing up Akashic Records, so that's significant in this live. So when you are on your upright journey, in your spiritual conscious journey, you should expect nothing but the best. You should expect protection, okay? You should expect enlightenment. You should expect divine appointments. You should expect divine connections when you are on your upright journey. Okay? Hello, Rebirth of Wisdom. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Okay, I hope you are as well. Had a great esoteric conversation with someone today who's based in California, and sharing, connecting, and assisting them on their journey. Okay, and again, I also learned from you. Okay, if you would like to have an esoteric conversation with me, those are conducted via Zoom. You can send an email to Nehrupatah, NEHRUPTAH at Gmail. Okay, Nehrupatah, NEHRUPTAH at gmail.com. Okay. It is 9/26, okay, September 26th. It is 9/26 here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam in the evening. We got a rare downpour of rain today. That is extremely rare for it to rain in Vietnam in general is rare. But we got a downpour of rain earlier in the early part of the evening. So that could be significant for you physically or spiritually. It could be raining where you are right now, or that speaks to you in position to receive manna, raining down, rain down. That could be RAIN or REIGN. Rain down. Rain down. Okay? Yeah. Also, Justice League is speaking of 369 on the Shadow Band channel. I need to go over there and I need to post a final video. That is the Shadow Band channel. Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel is the Shadow Band channel here on YouTube. There's some 800 videos over there, and most are about my journey and my ascensions and esoteric travels, soul travels, and canonical texts. Okay, but on that channel, there's 369 subscribers. 369. Okay, again, that's a shadow band channel with 800 videos. I don't even think this channel has 350 videos. Okay, with 1,500 plus subscribers. So that's a shadow band channel with 800 and something videos and 369 subscribers. Okay, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Okay, yes, and gratitude for the divine appointments. Speaking of gratitude, let me show you this. Oh, speaking of gratitude, let me show you this. Okay, so again, I often talk about honoring your ancestors. Okay, I often speak of honoring your ancestors, confirmation horn honk. All right, so okay, in addition to getting my ancestors, okay, a little sippy sip yesterday, okay, I went and today, sunflowers, okay, bouquet of sunflowers for my ancestors, honoring them, honoring Odessa, honoring Ptah, honoring divine source, honoring my ascended masters, okay, honoring them with this bouquet of live sunflowers, okay. Again, pick that up with the addition to the neck area, all right? So honoring your ancestors, okay? Be sure to do that. Thank them, okay? Thank them, buy them things, okay? I practice what I preach, okay? Very simple. I practice what I preach. I am not a preacher, but I practice what I preach. So the lessons that I teach, the lessons that you learn through me, I implement those, and that is often how I know what works and what doesn't work. Okay? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Justice League. Absolutely. Right? Um, Sunflowers have been my flower since I was a child physically. Okay? Sunflowers have been my favorite flower since I was a child, so that is the most frequent flower that I get my ancestors. All right, they like white wines. I don't. Right, but yesterday, as we were coming out of the 7-day health challenge, I got some red wine for us, and yeah, we partook in that as well. So again, honoring your ancestors. Yes, Rasta. Okay, so again, we are taking your questions. Rasta says, can I ask you a question? Absolutely, Rasta. Okay, so what's your question, Rasta? Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll get some energetic confirmations out here for you as well. Someone could be reaching out to you, asking you for spiritual help. Okay. Someone could be reaching out to you, asking you for spiritual help, saying, hey, I see this changing about you. Hey, I noticed that you're doing this now. Hey, I noticed that this is going on. Hey, I noticed that that's going on. You know, how are you doing that? How did you do that? How did you come out of that situation? Okay. Special declaration over the spiritual being in the human form whose name is Sherry. Okay. Yeah. So Rasta, what's your question? What's your question? Okay, so Rasta says, this might be a bit personal. Oh, okay. But they say to walk with Jesus, you must sacrifice or let go of something that takes too much space in your life. What is something you had to let go of? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so when you say something, there's a laundry list of people, but I will mention something and not someone. Okay, so very good question. What are some things that I've had to let go of? So right off the bat, okay, one thing that comes to mind is I had to let go of the occupation of being an accountant, being a tax accountant. I had to release that occupation and part of my journey to step into what I was fully called to be. You mentioned Yeshua's name. Yeshua, his guardian, Joseph was not his father. Okay, Joseph was not his father, but Joseph was a carpenter. So Joseph was teaching Yeshua some things concerning carpentry, but as a child. But Yeshua was sent off, as we learn through the Aquarian Gospel of Yeshua. We share that canonical text every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you are available and guided to, tune in here live every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So when it's 10 a.m. in New York, we'll be live with that canonical text on Sunday. 10 a.m. in Georgia in the United States, we'll be live with that canonical text. 10 a.m. in Florida, 10 a.m. in North Carolina, 10 a.m. in South Carolina, 10 a.m. in Maryland, etc. a.m. on Sunday mornings. So we are learning through that canonical text that Yeshua didn't stay with Mary and Joseph for 18 years to learn carpentry between the ages of 12 and 13, or 12, 12, and 13. Something could have happened significant for you between the ages of 12 and 13, or something about the 12th and the 13th. Today is the 13th. And so that is one thing that I had to release, was that occupation. I enjoyed the occupation. The best part about that, there were a couple, is I enjoyed the interaction, just like I enjoy the interaction between you and I, Rasta and others, just like I enjoy the interaction between you and I enjoyed the interaction of working with the business owners, hearing about their goals, helping them to achieve their financial goals, helping them keep more of it in their pocket, instead of giving Uncle Sam, giving the IRS more than what they should, but giving the IRS the minimum of what they should, only what was required, and keeping more in their pocket. I enjoyed that part of that. I also enjoyed forensic accounting. I got to work on a couple of cases for involving forensic accounting. One was involving Social Security. All right, and so I enjoyed certain parts of that, but that is something that I had to release. So I had to let go of the occupation, let the IRS license expire, didn't renew it at some point, and move on into my true purpose here, which is to be a spiritual guide. I was told in 2014 by someone that I met in a grocery store, when the karmic energy named Judy was with me. I grew up believing that she was my mother, biological mother, but in 2014, I was still on dialysis, and a messenger came to us in an Aldi grocery store in the United States, in Florida. An Aldi grocery store. That's a German-based grocery store chain. And one of the things that he told me in the 30-minute conversation that we had standing in this grocery store is that your purpose, okay, is evangelical, is what he said. Okay, now I understand that not to be like a Billy Graham, but I understand that to be a spiritual messenger, okay? And so releasing that occupation, releasing the things that I enjoyed about that, the income that I enjoyed with that is far greater than anything that I've received thus far, okay, on the monthly basis, all right, since, all right. So enjoying the financial prosperity of that occupation and all those sorts of things. And again, as well as the business relationships that were established with business owners, attorneys, other financial advisors, and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's something that I've had to release. Let's see. Anything else that comes to mind? That's definitely one that stands out to me. Okay, that's one that stands out to me. Yeah. Absolutely, Ross. The question. Yeah. Confirmation, Justice League. Okay, on what your ancestors like. Okay. Confirmation, Justice League, on what your ancestors like. Okay. All right. We are Rasta. We are chosen. Okay. There is a gospel song called "God Has a Chosen People." Okay. There's a gospel song sung by the Mississippi. Mississippi could be significant. Mississippi burning. There could be something significant about Mississippi for someone. at this time in their journey. Um, and God has a chosen people, sang by the Mississippi Mass Choir. All right. And yeah. All right. We are all divinely called to be a curse breaker of some sort. Oh, also, the next class, okay, again via Zoom, the next class is going to be the nature of man. Okay, that's going to be the next class, the nature of man. All right. And so if you are interested in that class, you can again send an email to nehrupatah at gmail.com. Nehruptah. Okay? Nehrupatah. Okay? On the nature of man. We're talking about the philosophical, the spiritual, and the degradation. Hello, Jen. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in, Jen. All right? So, philosophical, spiritual, and the degradation, the nature of man. Our next class, conducted via Zoom. Okay. In order to get that invite, you will need to send me an email and let me know. You can just put in the subject heading, spiritual class. Okay. When you send that email. West Virginia, shout out to West Virginia. Okay. West Virginia, WV. All right. We are taking your questions at this time, spiritual questions about your journey. They could be questions about me, as Rasta asked, okay? What is something that I've had to let go of? That is something, okay? From an energetic standpoint, one of the biggest things that I've had to let go of, and this is for all of us, is control, okay? Control, okay? Like Janet Jackson said, right? But letting go of control. Someone's name could be Janet in this collective, or associated with a Janet, or Jackson. Okay? Is control. Okay? So, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? Okay? When is this? Where is that? How is this? How come this? How did this? You know, all of those questions, right? Letting go of control. And recognizing what I really had control over. That was my own reactions. That was my own responses. And that's my health, spiritually and physically. My health, physically and spiritually. So letting go of what I cannot control. Okay? So that is something spiritual that I've had to let go of, in addition to the physical occupation of being a tax accountant. All right? Again, don't wonder how, just know that they will. Don't wonder how, just know that they will. And they are those who are helping you. Okay? Just know that they will. All right? Any other questions? Okay? I know there aren't very many people in the live. Okay? Again, return to sender any blockages of the information or channel frequencies on this channel, and anything else, divine source. Again, doing journey, doing your purpose, I expect full protection. Thank you, Aravat. We are listening to, in the background, we are listening to an Archangel Metatron purging frequency sound. Archangel Metatron purging frequency sound. Okay. When you read the religious book, their name is Enoch. When you read the religious book, the Bible, their name is Enoch. Okay. Today, they are Archangel Metatron. Metatron. All right. 8 in the room and 8 likes. 8. Okay. It is 9:42. Divine source, is there anything else? Oh, we do have a new public subscriber notification. So I want to give a shout out, as I always do, to those public YouTube accounts that subscribe to the channel and join the collective. So thank you so much for tuning in, Rocky Mac. Rocky Mac. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, Rocky. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right. You could be, you could be the champion. Okay, but you are the underrated champion. You could be the champion, but you could be the underrated champion. You could be the underdog champion. The underdog champion. Okay? Hello, Renee. Okay? The underdog. The underdog. The cartoon underdog. Okay? Someone's name could be Polly. Okay? All right? Something that divine sources. Ooh, I have a dream to share with you. Divine just reminded me. I have a dream to share with you, collective. All right, that I had this morning, early this morning. But Divine is talking to me about the general collective of this channel, and Divine was saying like bread and butter. Okay, during my time out today, you know, whatever I do, sit on the balcony, walk around, whatever. Divine was talking to me about the collective, this collective specifically, and he was talking about bread and butter, and confirmation knows itch, right? Bread and butter. Okay, bread and butter. We are like bread and butter. Okay, all right. One of the cute things that I would like to do whenever I get my divine partner in the 3D, all right, is have shirts made. Okay, and one shirt will say milk, and the other shirt will say honey. I am the milk, she is the honey. I am the milk, she is the honey. So I would wear the shirt that says milk on it, or I am her milk. She will have the shirt that says honey, or I am his honey. Okay, so milk and honey, divine source talking to me about us, you and I collective, about being bread and butter. Okay. Definitely. Yeah, definitely, Rasta. Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, and yeah, definitely. So, definitely, I've been a healthy eater, or at least aware. You know, I pay attention to what I consume. Again, that's not to say that I don't eat pizza, because I do. That's not to say I don't eat French fries, because I do. Okay, but I don't eat those things in large quantities, or for a long period of time. Um, and yeah, so I've always kind of been a health conscious kind of individual, worked out on a regular basis, took care of myself since I was a teenager. You know, Kevin had weights in the basement of the house, and so he allowed me to use those weights, and so I would go down there when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, and I would be I would be doing my little whatever workouts, whatever, whatever I thought that was at that time. So I've always been health conscious. I will say the time that I did let myself kind of fall apart was right after high school. Right after high school, no more basketball, no more physical activity 5, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, because I played basketball on public courts with my friends and all that sort of thing too. So between the ages of 18 and 20, I went into the military, United States Army, when I was 20, in 1995. But in those 2 years, I worked at a movie theater and I worked at a Little Caesars at the same time, and so I consumed those foods. Okay, so nachos, hot dogs. I don't even eat hot dogs today. Hot dogs are completely out of the question today. I don't even eat hot dogs today, none whatsoever. I don't even touch that. Like that's like bologna. Like I don't eat bologna. I haven't eaten bologna in I don't even know how many decades. Like some things are just completely out of the question. And namaste, Shining. Thank you so much for tuning in. And so, yeah, yeah. It's changed my eating habits in the way of, especially being here in Ho Chi Minh City, being in Vietnam, being in Southeast Asia. I've always been open to eating and trying different foods. I've always been open to diversity in every aspect of my life: music, dating, cultures, and also food. And so being here in Ho Chi Minh City, confirmation it's 1010 for someone. Here being in Southeast Asia, definitely try different foods and that sort of thing. A lot of fish items, okay? So a lot of seafood types of items. I'm not a big shrimp person, but fish, different types of fish, I definitely enjoy those. I definitely enjoy those. And that is something that has taken the place of a lot of red meats, okay? It's been a while since I've had a burger, and a beef burger. It's probably been, man, I don't even know how long. It's been a long time since I've had a beef burger. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. Every now and then I'll order something that has like Szechuan beef, okay, and rice. I'll eat Szechuan beef and rice, so strips of beef. But it's been a while since I've had burgers and or that sort of thing. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. hmm Because I want to be well-rounded and complete on this spiritual journey, Rasta. Okay, so it's not just about meditating. Okay, it's not just about clearing your frequency. It's not just about ascensions in the spiritual. It's also about how you take care of your physical body. This is the only shell that I get this lifetime. It's the only one. It's the only one. Okay, so it would behoove me to be wiser about it. All right. Oh yeah, absolutely, Renee. You're worth it. Okay, you're worth it. You're worth it. All 8 years. Okay, you're worth it. You're worth it. All right. Again, another great question, Rasta. No, 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 no. I was never. Again, between the ages of 18, you asked about gluttony. Between the ages of 18 and gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins. Okay. Between the ages of 18 and 20, before I went into the military, I had probably gained 40 pounds from eating pizzas and nachos and not having as much physical activity. But yeah, I've never weighed more than 195 pounds. And again, that was when I was 19, 20 years old before I went into the military. I have not weighed over 175 pounds since that 2-year period. And I only weighed 170 something pounds during a deployment, and all I could do was work out and eat. Okay? When I was in the military, all you could do was work out and eat. There's not much else you can do, and so during that time, I bulked up a lot of muscle, and so, yeah, right? And of course, in the military, you do PT every day, but generally that's light exercise. The military's PT isn't anything strenuous outside of the running, okay? So you run 4 and 5 miles, but when you're deployed, you don't run, okay? Because you're within a perimeter, so there's nowhere to run to, all right? Yeah. Oh, you saw that. Yeah, from the yeah, yeah, very different from the U.S. Very different from the U.S. So Rasta is speaking about. I was honored to celebrate the birthday of the master confirmation, to celebrate the master Buddhist teacher that I met here in Ho Chi Minh City, who's now back in the U.S. And we celebrated his birthday before he left, and I was honored to be invited to that. And we went to this very nice restaurant that had a buffet, and it was $6.06. 606, June 6th, 606, and very healthy. And I think they had one outside of fried rice. They had one, maybe two fried things. They had like fried mini egg rolls or fried little mini egg rolls, and then they had like fried vegetables, like so fried zucchini, fried sweet potato. You know, they had those, but everything else, nothing else, right? Nothing. Everything else was fresh salad, fresh soups. Everything was fresh. Nothing else was fried. Okay. They didn't have fried chicken there. You know, they none of that. So that is what Rasta is speaking to. Okay. That is what Rasta is speaking to. So yeah, that buffet looked very different, even from a Chinese buffet in America. I've been to plenty of those, even from a Chinese buffet in America. Okay, it looked very, very different. Very, very different. Okay, not as sweet. Things are not as sweet. The desserts and cakes and all that sort of thing are not as sweet. Okay. What's up? All right, all right, all right. Okay. Hope you're doing well, sunshine. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Continued answers for your journey. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Continued answers for your journey. Continued answers for your journey. Yeah. Yeah. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Had a wonderful time. Had a wonderful time. And again, it was good to spend one last day with that Buddhist master teacher before they went back to Colorado. They live in Colorado in the United States of America. So Colorado in June 6th could be significant. Colorado and June 6th, the price of that buffet was 159,000 Vietnamese dong. That is $6.06 at the current exchange rate. $6.06. Someone said they wouldn't eat a buffet in America if it cost $6.06, and that's probably wise in America. That's probably wise in America. Hello, Willow. Hello, Willow. Willow, Willow. I think Taylor Swift made a song called Willow. Okay? Taylor Swift, the name Taylor Swift. Something could be Swift. Okay? Taylor and Swift. Willow. Hello, Willow. That sounds great. That sounds very good. That sounds very good. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, yeah, definitely some health changes. Definitely some spiritual changes. Okay? And those things go hand in hand. When you become more aware of yourself physically, also, I've not had a lot of Haitian food, Rasta. I've not had a lot of Haitian food. Also, speaking about health, some of you are meant to, this lifetime around, listen to what I'm saying, some of you this lifetime around, you are meant to break the karmic curse of diabetes in your family, in your bloodline. Some of you are meant to break the karmic curse of diabetes, high blood sugar, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, okay? High cholesterol. Some of you are meant to break these things. Cancer, okay? Pancreatic cancer, okay? Whatever cancer. Some of you are meant to break these karmic spirits and energies that steal and kill divine beings in your bloodline at a young age, or at any age for that matter. I personally believe that all high vibrational beings should ascend, okay? Should ascend like Enoch did, like Yeshua did. I truly believe that all divine beings should ascend out of this place. That's a siren. All divine beings should ascend out of this place, okay? No one should die from some karmic disease. All diseases are karmic. All diseases brought on by your choices or brought on by demonic forces. all diseases are karmic diseases. Okay, that's what it is. A dis-ease, dis-ease, diseasement. That's what every disease is. Obesity is a disease. Obesity is a disease. Okay? Those of you who have 7-year-olds and they weigh 100 pounds, obesity, unless they're Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Unless they're 5'11" at the age of 7. Otherwise, they probably should not be weighing 150 pounds at the age of 7. Okay? So many of you are here and you are designed to, I don't know why Divine is using the word design, designed to break these health things that are health habits that destroy your families, especially at a young age. And again, for me, that's at any age. Okay? So, great question. Great question. Okay? Great question. Great question. Any other questions? Okay? For you, about you, your journey. Could be about me, my journey, where I come from, what I do. Okay? It could be any of that. In my family, smoking and alcohol. Smoking and alcohol. So there you go. Okay, there you go, Rasta. There you go. All right. Sometimes you have to. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Renee, and that's such great wording. Okay, that's such a great statement. Absolutely, Renee. Yeah, confirmation, Shiny. Confirmation. Heal those bloodlines. Heal those bloodlines. Okay, heal those bloodlines. All right, heal those bloodlines. Okay, now is the time. I'm getting it. Now is the time. And I separate the cards and I'm looking at Justice out here. Shout out again to Justice League, baby. Shout out to Justice League. Looking at Justice and the 369 frequency. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. This is a way that you bring justice to your journey. Okay. This is a way that you bring justice to your journey. If you are dealing with, okay, and I am not a doctor, this is not medical advice, this is spiritual advice, and this is from someone who's dealt with dialysis for 4.5 years. So I consider myself an unlicensed nephrologist, okay? Unlicensed nephrologist, okay? Yeah, confirmation for you. All right. And so in regards to kidney care, okay, kidney care. All right. So some things to watch out for to help your kidneys. And again, and this is not professional medical advice. This is having lived through 4.5 years of dialysis. Okay. And so kidneys, if you have someone within your family that you are connected with and they are having kidney issues, they are on the brink of going on dialysis, here are some things to help them out. What's up, CO? Okay, good to see you in here on the early side or earlier side. All right, but here's some things to help them out. So for kidney care specifically, okay, you want to have them cut out any tomato-based products. Okay, first off, any tomato-based products for those of you who are connected to someone who could be having kidney issues. Ketchup, tomato paste, tomato sauce, spaghetti, or you can use some other sauce, pizza, or you can use some other sauce, When I was on dialysis, I didn't stop eating pizza, but I went to a white sauce, or I ate pizza with no, I would order the pizza with no sauce. Okay? Tomato-based products, out of the question. Out of the question. Also, your coffee intake, you want to slow down your coffee intake, okay? Your coffee intake, confirmation periods, you want to slow down your coffee intake, because coffee, yes, it is a stimulant, but coffee is a diuretic, and coffee is a dehydrator. Coffee is a dehydrator, okay? And we're talking about taking care of your kidneys right now, for those of you who are tuning in, all right? Yeah, rebirth. If you are in connection with them, communication with them, okay? Yeah, all right? Next, you want to get rid of, and again, the big D is the biggest fear, and that is discipline. The big D is discipline. It's a game changer. So I was militant about my kidney care. All right. The next thing is, you want to make sure that you do not consume products such as oranges, bananas, okay? Because these things contain, I have to use my brain for this, potassium. Thank you, Divine Source. I have to use my brain, and when I have to switch from spiritual focus, spiritual energy, to using the brain. So yeah, I have to tap back into the Natus network in order to think about some of these things. But yes, okay. So you want to make sure, okay, that you do not consume bananas, oranges. These things have high levels of potassium in them, okay? And you want to limit your potassium intake for those who are dealing with kidney issues, okay? All right. Yeah, all right. Many people who are on dialysis, they stop urinating after a point, okay? I never stopped urinating during my dialysis treatments. Again, that was caused by witchcraft. It wasn't because I didn't care for myself, okay? And that was a confirmation with the insertion of the third kidney, okay? In addition to the 2 native kidneys that I was birthed with this lifetime, okay? And that kidney is located on the lower right portion of the physical body in the front, okay? So, potassium intake, lower, no tomato products, coffee cut down, caffeine cut down, okay? Alcoholic beverages, all of these things are dehydrators, okay? And they just further hurt your kidney function if you are dealing with kidney issues, okay? Yeah, all right, so again, not medical advice, just advice from someone who's experienced and who's gone through dialysis treatments, okay? I was fortunate enough to be trained to put myself on and off the machine for a year at home. So I did home dialysis myself, okay? And this mark here, when I don't have a shirt on, you can see a mark somewhere over here, okay? All right, that is from the catheter that went into the chest and directly into the heart artery over the collarbone, okay? And so I was fortunate enough to be trained to put myself on and off this dialysis machine, and I did this at home all by myself without medical assistance for a year. I input my data, okay? And all of my BUN and all of that sort of thing, I inputted all the data, all the information on a tablet, okay? That was connected to the internet and connected to the machine that allowed me to do dialysis, that gave me a bit more freedom so that I did not have to drive in to a dialysis center 5 days a week, okay? 5-day-a-week treatments are better than 3-day-a-week treatments. Your kidneys function 24/7. So the more often you can do the treatments, the better. Traditional dialysis is 3 days a week. When I would do dialysis 3 days a week, okay, uh, yeah, possibly shiny, yeah, possibly. And peas are my favorite vegetable, by the way. Peas are my favorite vegetable, but or green vegetable anyway. Um, I don't know where I was going, but yeah, okay. So dialysis, taking care of yourself, being healthy, healing those health bloodlines, okay, and those diseases, again, that come into family bloodlines and in lives. Oh, I said witchcraft. Oh, why? Oh, because of the karmic warlock, okay, that is serving 40 to 60 years in a Michigan prison, all right, okay? He's the one who took my wife in 1998 when I was in Germany, all right? He's been doing witchcraft on me since I was a child. This is why he took me from my biological parents and gave me his name so that he could destiny swap with me. Why did I say witchcraft? Because on 7/7/17, Divine Source gave the stamp of confirmation that it was witchcraft. Okay? And it wasn't because I didn't care for myself, because I already knew I took care of myself well. I knew it wasn't because of that. Right? But yeah, it was because of the warlock whose father taught him witchcraft. Yeah. So that's why. That's why. Okay. Interesting. Zero. Thank you so much for signing up. Zero. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Let me ask you a question. You sound like sometimes you doubt the spiritual things. It sounds like sometimes all right, all right, all right, that you doubt the spiritual thing. I remind you of Ephesians 6:22 or whatever that is, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Sometimes, all right, all right, all right. It sounds like you might doubt the spiritual things. It sounds like you might doubt the spiritual things sometimes. Someone said one kiwi has as much potassium as like 14 bananas. Okay. And again, that only needs to be a concern when you are dealing with kidney issues. Otherwise, today, I take no medications today. None. Not even anti-rejection meds, which you are supposed to take for the rest of your life. For as long as you have the kidney, you are supposed to take anti-rejection meds. Okay? All right. Tacrolimus was one of those anti-rejection meds. Okay? Tacrolimus was one of those anti-rejection meds. I haven't taken any of that in more than 2 years. And I eat bananas on the regular basis. That is one of my favorite fruits. I bought today. I went out today, okay? And from a stand, from a market, when I picked up the flowers for my ancestors, okay? All right. So again, the things that I'm mentioning that you should cut back on is strictly if, okay? Hello, Trinity. It's strictly if you or someone you know is dealing with kidney issues. Okay, and again, let me reiterate, this is not medical advice. This is on-the-job experience advice. This is OJT advice. OJT advice. Okay? All right? Chris, hey, CO, did someone hack your channel or your YouTube account? Oh, let me take a snapshot of this, okay? Because I have Christine's. I have Christina's email address. Let me take a snapshot of this, okay? And I'm going to email this to her, and I'm going to ask her if this is her, okay? I'm going to ask this if this is her, all right? Oh, you're talking about him. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Now I see Kevin came up there. I'm like, what? Now I see that you said you're talking about him. Okay. I'm like, hold on. Someone hacking her account or something? Like, what the hell? All right. Okay. All right. I was like, all right, Christina, you calling me an a-hole, that's not going to go over very well again. I have grace and mercy, but I'm like, okay. All right. So, yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Okay. All right. When disease isn't physical, it's mental. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that in some way, Rasta. Um, uh, along those lines, okay, someone who brings about an illness on themselves, they manifest that, even if mental or otherwise. Okay, you can manifest an illness. Okay, we call those individuals hypochondriacs. Hypochondriacs, okay, is the official name for those hypochondriacs. Okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. I see you. Okay, all right. Just checking. Okay. Um, hypochondriacs. Okay. So someone who conjures up an illness just because. And yes, there's mental illness. Okay. But yeah, someone who fakes an illness just because. What's up, Christine? Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. We are taking questions. We're talking about health. We're talking about right now breaking karmic bloodlines concerning health, diabetes, heart attacks, high blood pressure, hypertension, anything, kidney failure, liver failure, whatever, high cholesterol, obesity, whatever. We're talking about those things at this time. That is what's on the table. Okay. So, any other? Let me scroll up here and make sure I did not miss any question. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, today I consume as many bananas as I want to. I consume as many oranges as I want to because I do not have any kidney issues. Okay. So do not become paranoid. Okay. Again, the hypochondriac energy. Do not become paranoid just because we're having this conversation. If you know you're good, you're good. Okay? And just continue to eat healthy and continue to take care of yourself. And again, I'm not talking about just being a rabbit and eating grass, eating carrots only. No, absolutely not. Okay? Because again, I enjoy other foods. One of my biggest challenges, yeah, one of my biggest challenges, I dealt with that. I'm going to get to that, Shining. That's a very good question. That is a very, very good question. I dealt with that at the start of my meditations. I dealt with that at the start of my meditations. Um, One of my biggest challenges when it comes to eating, and I don't know if I should even label it a challenge, but one of my indulgences is pastries. Okay, one of my indulgences is pastries. Okay, so donuts, apple danishes, or whatever. Like one of my biggest challenges and that I have to be aware of. Okay, is danishes, and here in Vietnam or in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam and Asia in general, they have bakeries all over. They have a bakery like they have a 7-Eleven. Around every block there is a bakery stand, and they got cakes, they got pastries, they got donuts, and they're made fresh every day. You know, they got this stuff out there every single day, right? And Christine, and so pastries, okay, is one of my biggest challenges. Even during the 7-day health challenge, okay, one of my biggest challenges is pastries for me when it comes to any time that I'm called to pull back, or any time that I'm called to go into any type of eating fast or anything of that nature. I enjoy pastries. So, yeah, all right. So, even with those, again, today I didn't get any. I wanted to, but I didn't. All right? Just just because. Show some restraint sometimes. Show some restraint. Don't wait until you're in the hospital and you be like, "Oh yeah, I should not have." You know, don't wait until that time. Don't wait until the sirens. Yeah, practice some self-care ahead of time. Okay? You don't have to be reactive. You can be proactive. Confirmation. You don't have to be reactive when it comes to your health. Be proactive. Be proactive. Okay? All right? Yep, muffins. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially poppy seed, lemon poppy seed muffins. You know, those are, I have to, yeah. 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 Okay. Okay, we're getting back to Shining's question. Um, I'm starting to meditate. Okay, so Shining is saying I'm starting to meditate, and when I'm doing it, I go in and out of concentration. What can I do to stay in the meditation? Okay, so before before Shining and anyone else that may want to take this guidance, before you go into meditation, okay, know that you're going to go into meditation, okay, and start clearing things. What do I mean? Do not have a phone conversation right before you start meditating, okay, because there's a chance that that conversation is going to be on your mind when you meditate. So start before you go into meditation, start going into quiet mode, start going into silent mode, start quieting things down before you physically before you physically meditate. Okay? So don't go into the meditation with all the things going flying around you. You know, don't go into, you just got done yelling at the kids. Go sit down. You just got done yelling at somebody. You guys just got done having some argument with somebody. You know, it might be time to turn on a frequency, or it might be time to turn on some type of, I don't know, soothing some type of sound, right? But it may not be a time to necessarily meditate. Okay, and there is a difference. Okay, and so before you meditate, make sure things are good. Okay, you can't go into a meditation angry. It's not gonna work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right. You can't go into a meditation upset. It doesn't work. Okay, you need to be in high energy, or at least in a calm, placid type of energy before you go into your meditation. Okay. Um, in your meditations, okay, during your meditations, specifically focus on, especially, the good practice would be to start, or to practice this initially by focusing on a specific chakra. Okay, so Shining, let's say for instance, you're starting to meditate and you're having a tough time focusing. What you can do is focus on a particular chakra, and not just let the mind wander, because that allows the mind to wander when you don't have any specific course of focus. All right, focus on one chakra. So you might want to focus on the crown chakra. and all of your energy, all of your focus, you're thinking about the top of the crown. You're thinking about it opening up. You're thinking about the light coming in. You're thinking about, okay? You're thinking about that, and all your focus is on the crown. Okay? So narrow the focus, and that limits the mind wandering during your meditation. That limits the mind wandering during your meditation. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay? I made a pan of vegan chocolate chip brownies. Yeah, that would be a temptation, Christine. I would definitely, yeah, and I'm a much better cook than I am a baker, but yeah. I would have a very difficult time not taking more than two of those a day. I would have a very difficult time not taking more than two of those a day. All right? Yes, of course. So yeah, all right. Those are some things you can do again, because I dealt with that when I first started to meditate as well, and the mind wandering and all of that. But I learned that if I stay focused and if I don't go into it in certain low vibrational energies, then that helps. Okay, you can't go into a meditation. I wish this. I wish that. I wish this. They shouldn't have done that. You can't. It's not gonna be helpful for you. You need to wait till your energy calms down, and then start to meditate. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So narrow the focus, and that will limit the possibility of the mind wandering. Okay. So you can focus on any chakra you want to, okay? Focus on the throat chakra, because any energy that you give any of them is going to be good. So focus on a specific chakra, okay? All right? If it's healing within the body, because we're talking about health, or that's been a major topic here today. What's up, Araya? We're talking about health. We're talking about focusing, how to get focused when you're meditating so that the mind doesn't wander. Okay, um, and so if you're let's say if you're having knee issues, okay, if you're having knee issues, and you want to heal yourself, but you don't want to take medications, you don't want to take steroids, you don't want to take arthritis medications and all that sort of thing, okay? You can heal yourself by focusing specifically on the knee area or whatever part of the physical body that it is during your meditations, if it's not a chakra, okay? Putting all of your energy into that, putting all of your energy into that, okay? All of your energy into that, all right? Right. Talking about how to heal your bloodlines from physical diseases, Araya. Okay. All right. Sharing a little bit about my dialysis journey and the wisdom that I used, okay, during my dialysis treatments, okay, that helped me. Okay. One thing, yep, okay, that could also deal with your root chakra, okay, Araya. That could also deal with your root chakra, lower back pain, all right. And so you want to put your energy there, focus there. And for the root chakra, okay, the root chakra is red. Okay, the root chakra is red. Okay, so you can focus on this red dial, okay, at your tailbone, okay, and this red circular dial, okay, and whenever you meditate on your chakras, imagine whatever red light or sphere, whatever color the chakra is, sacral orange, root red, solar plexus gold or yellow, heart green, third eye is indigo, crown is clear quartz, and going in a clockwise rotation, a clockwise rotation. So imagine, Araya, imagine, okay, your root chakra and this circular light, circular sphere going around, and put all of your focus there, okay? And that will help, okay? That will help, okay? Could be a couple of things. As far as the root chakra is concerned, it could be something that's physical, okay? It could be something that's physical. So it could be from an injury, okay? It could be from some type of thing that happened in the past. It could also be about the way that you sit, okay? If you sit for long periods of time at a desk, in a chair, okay? It could be associated with those sorts of things. This could also mean that some type of other activity needs to be implemented into your exercise routine. So something that deals more with stretching, okay, rather than lifting, okay? All right. And as far as the spiritual side is concerned, then that could deal with not enough grounding. Okay. So not enough time out in Gaia, no socks, no shoes, walking on the grass, walking in the sand, walking on the dirt, not on the sidewalk or the asphalt, but the grass, dirt, or sand. Okay. That could deal with root chakra attacks. Okay. Any number of those. Any number of those. Okay. Oh yeah, it's one of the ones that I picked up the other day. Okay. Oh, I have a dream. Dang. Thank you, Christine. That keeps reminding me I have a dream. Hello, Malaysia. Hello, Malaysia. I woke up crying. I woke up crying this morning. For context, I don't like my family. They are a whole trigger warning for me. So I dreamt about some family members being ooh, yeah. So Christine, Christine, Christine. Wavelength vibrations, Christine, wavelength vibrations. I have a journey to share. Yes, I have a journey to share. I have a dream to share. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, CO said it. Yeah. It sounds like she already has, but it sounds like energetically, they still pull at her energy, is what it sounds like. It sounds like she already has gotten rid of them, but they pull at her energy, okay? Especially in a dream. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in, Akasha. Good to see you again. All right, so I'm going to say this dream before I forget because this is the second time I'm mentioning it. So, all right. And oh, yeah, especially in Florida, Araya. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, in South Florida, the weather's nice year round. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what? I go stand out in the grass. Even here in Vietnam, I'll go to a park. I'll go stand in the grass with no shoes on, and I'll just stand there, and people are looking at me like Vietnamese are looking. They're walking by, looking at me like, "What is he doing?" Right? I don't care. Right? So even if people look at you like you're strange when you stand in your yard, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're standing out there with no shoes on in Florida, you can ground yourself all year around, all year around. Okay. So, oh yeah, it rained here today, so confirmation on that. CO, downpour here today in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, which is rare. I've been here for 3 months. It has rained probably 3 times in 3 months. Every other day is 90 plus degrees. Today it was a downpour, the hardest rain since I've been in Vietnam, or at least in Ho Chi Minh City. Um, so yeah, yeah, Araya, you're a smart spirit, So this dream that I had, Christine, this and anyone else that any of this may resonate with. So I had a dream, okay? I had a dream. So I've already mentioned the warlock. Christine called him an asshole, right? Or Christina did, right? So yeah, right. So I had this dream this morning, and in this dream, they were having a going away party for me. Okay. Oh, it's raining right now. Confirmation, right? And and this warlock again, who I thought was my biological father growing up, they were having this party for me along with the woman who I thought was my mother. They're having this party for me, and a lot of his polygamous women were there as well. Okay? At this house, having this party for me because I'm going away. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention for your own synchronistic journey. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay? And so, they're having this going away party for me, and I'm leaving, okay? And when I say going away, that doesn't mean returning. When I was writing this dream down in my journal today, uh, I wrote down going away celebration, but it's a getting the hell out of Dodge ceremony. It's the getting the hell out of Dodge ceremony. Okay? It's not a going away party. When people throw you a going away party, that's like for college. You know what I mean? That's like for, I don't know, the military, going away party. It's like for those types of things. No, this is the getting the hell out of Dodge ceremony. So they're throwing me this celebration. All of these people, some of Kevin's siblings, sisters are there, brother energies are there, right? All of these people in this house at this place, okay? And they're going to have this celebration, right? This send off, okay? This send off for me. And so we're standing there, and Kevin's across the room, like standing by the fireplace or something like that. And at some point, everybody kind of quiets down the room, and someone starts speaking. And when they got done speaking, I said, and it might have been Kevin, I said, thank you so much for all that you've done. I said, and all that you've given me. I said, but I know that I've known for a long time that you were not my biological father. And the room was so quiet, you could hear a roach running across the floor. I said, I've known for a long time that you were not my biological father. I said, but I thank you for those things that you have given me. I walked over to him and I shook his hand. I didn't give him a hug. I shook his hand. Okay? So, then everybody's sitting there and they're like, did he just say that out loud? Like, hell to the yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said it out loud. Like, why are y'all surprised after all this time? You know what I mean? And so the room is shocked, okay? His children are there. Some of his children are there from those polygamous relationships and women and all that sort of, they all knew each other. It wasn't a secret amongst themselves, okay? They had orgies and all that crazy ass stuff, for 30, 35 years, 33 years, 30 years or whatever it was. And some of them had been following him for that long, right? And so the room is quiet. I shake his hand, and that's that. Then they start serving the food, okay? Yeah, once and for all, okay? Confirmation, Araya, once and for all, okay? And so they start serving the food, and they're serving like tortilla shell, like soft tortilla shell, soft taco somethings or others, right? So you could put stuff in the taco, that sort of thing. Um, and I don't know, I'm just getting quesadillas, right? Type of whatevers. And and so Judy, okay, the woman who claims to be my biological mother, she is sitting there and she has a tortilla shell and they have different toppings, that you could put on, okay? And um, she takes, listen to this. We're talking about health for the majority of this live. So listen to this. She takes this shell and whatever she put in it, she takes this shell and then she takes mayonnaise. Listen to me. And I like mayonnaise, right? But she takes mayonnaise and she takes two big old dollops, two big old scoops of mayonnaise and puts them on both ends of this tortilla shell, soft shell thing, right? And she puts some in a bowl and she sits there and she starts eating the mayonnaise like it's ice cream, straight with a spoon. I'm talking about like ice cream, just like that, like a scoop of ice cream, picking up the mayo in this dream, Judy, and eating this mayonnaise like it's ice cream. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her and she says this. She says this. I'm looking at her, right? Everybody else is eating whatever they're doing, right? And she says, Janet showed me this, or taught me this, or showed me this, or I learned this from Janet, Janet. That's the second time I mentioned Janet. I mentioned Janet Jackson about controlling yourself earlier. Janet. She said, Janet taught me this. Janet was the queen bee. Yeah, bitch. All right? Queen bee, okay, of that whole thing that they called the kingdom. They literally called it the kingdom. The kingdom. They called it the kingdom. Okay? That's what they called that whole cult. The kingdom. Okay? He was the king and she was the queen. And they called her Queenie or Queen or something like that. Okay? From time to time. So Judy said, Janet taught me that as she was scooping this, I said ice cream, scooping this mayonnaise like it was ice cream. Then I go upstairs and I'm getting ready to pack. I'm going through things. I'm looking, all right, and deciding what I'm going to take, what I'm going to leave. And there's a pair of green, OD green pants. And I look at them and Janet or someone said something about them not fitting or they may not fit or something like that. And I was like, oh, if they don't fit, I'll just give them to Matthew. Okay, Matthew's one of his sons. Okay, and so I said, if they don't fit, I'll just give them to Matthew. All right, and so you could be giving clothes away. I already gave clothes away through my Job experience. I gave bow ties, vests, suits, dress shoes. I'm talking about Johnston Murphy dress shoes. I'm talking about Johnston Murphy dress shoes. Shoes that cost $150, $160. I gave away. I just set out in the yard, put them on Craigslist, come and get it. With my Job experience. I'm talking about things that most people in America, at least, cannot afford today to wear on their feet. Okay, expensive things. Okay, I just set it out, just gave it away. Okay, and so I'm going through things and deciding what to wear and all that, or what to take and all that sort of thing. One of the women come up to me, and she says, "That's not Janet." Okay, she comes up to me and she says, what should I wear? One of his women who's been with him since like 1985 or 6. She's like, what should I wear to this? What should I wear to the party? What should I wear? And I was like, I don't know. It looked like I got the feeling she was just coming in from work. And she was wearing like this sheer, like burgundy kind of blouse thing. Okay. But you could see through it, right? So you could see her I don't know, her slip, her bra, or whatever, right? Whatever she had underneath. And she was like, what should I wear? Because I can't, she said, I can't take this off. She said something about not being able to take something off. And that's significant, okay? That's significant, not being able to take something off. Oh, confirmation, Christine, on the Janet double confirmation. And she was like, what should I wear? Because I can't take this off, or I can't something. So there's something about someone not being able to take something off. Someone can't remove what is now on them. Okay, someone can't remove what is now on them, energy. And I was like, I don't know, wear whatever you want to wear. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. And before I finish the dream, let me say this as far as the food is concerned. I did not eat. I did not eat any of their food. I sat there, okay, and I watched them. I did not eat any of the food that was served there. I did not make myself a plate. I did not partake of what was being served, okay? And that's why I am where I am today, because I did not partake of what was being served. So in this dream, after that, we ended up, I was decorating. I was decorating like centerpieces or something like this, okay? And I was hanging gold chains, something or other similar, okay? I was hanging gold chains on centerpieces on different tables in this building or in this house. And one of these, there was a lock, and I don't have a lock to show you, but you know a lock, you know, would have a key, right? And then it pops up, right? And you can turn, you can swivel the loop part of the lock, and then you clamp it down, right? That's how you lock it. So this lock, it was already cut on one side. The lock was already cut, like someone used bolt cutters to cut this lock on one side already, okay? And so, but I'm looking at them like, I can't get this off of here, can't get this off of here. So I go outside to try to get some pliers, try to find some pliers or something like that. And one or two other people follow me outside and try to help me get this thing off of here so I can hang this on another centerpiece. Okay. And so as I'm doing this outside, we can't get this thing from off of here so that we can unhook whatever it was stuck on, or whatever was locked on it, even though one side of the lock had already been broken. And so we needed to lift the whole lock, the whole loop, the whole U-shaped part of the lock. We needed to pull all of that from the body of the lock in order to get this piece off of here. And so I'm sitting there, and we can't get it done with any type of tool. I sit there and I'm just like, let me see it again, right? And I just take it and I just pull it apart, and it just comes apart just like that, okay? I just pull it apart just like that. And listen to what I say as I walk into the house. Listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. I walk into the house and I'm like, the lock is broken, access granted. The lock is broken, access granted. The lock is broken, access granted. And I said, you need a top secret security clearance to enter. And I started saying it like a computer. You need, as I was walking into the house chanting access granted, okay, I said, you are required to have a top secret security clearance in order to enter. You are required to have a top secret security clearance in order to enter. I started talking like this robot when this lock got pulled apart, and I'm going back into the house talking about access granted because the lock had been broken. It was, yeah, 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 yeah. So, again, that's the dream, Christine. That's the dream. That's the dream. All right? That's the dream. That's the dream. Confirmation. 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 I love it. I woke up like, cha-ching, baby, booyah shaka, booyah shaka. You know, is yeah, yeah, yeah. So whatever all of that is, I embrace it. I receive it. Okay, for all that it means and all that it is. Okay, yeah, absolutely rebirth, absolutely rebirth. So that was my dream early this morning here in Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, and yeah, yeah, yeah. So I hope some of that speaks to you. I hope some of that is confirmation for you. I hope some of that is current encouragement for you, okay, on your journey. I hope so. I hope so. All right. So, yeah, okay. Told him that I knew he wasn't my father a long time ago. Didn't partake of the food that they were passing around. Was willing to give away clothes, whatever, material things. Detachment is significant. Detachment is significant. Okay? Detachment is significant. Okay? We've been on for right at an hour. Let me pull this screen down. This may be significant for us. Do you know what that confirmation was? That doo 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 doo. It was, yeah, that's what that confirmation was. Okay? That's what that confirmation was. Dollar bills, y'all. That's what that confirmation was for another seed. That's what that confirmation was when I was telling that drink. Confirmation horn honk. That's what I just pulled down the screen on the phone. It just showed me a deposit. Confirmation. 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 Booyah shaka, baby. Booyah shaka. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get a little energy confirmation for you out here. Okay. Not that you need any more confirmations, probably. All right. Hey, Sean. Okay. All right. I don't know how much longer we'll be on this live, Sean. We have been on for an hour already. We'll see what Divine Source wants to do in the energy. Divine Source, what is it that the collective, okay? Again, Divine Source told me that you and I are like bread and butter. You and I are not like bread and mayonnaise, not tortilla shells and mayonnaise. We are like bread and butter, okay? Like bread and butter. Confirmation horn honks. Okay? All right? Quit it, stop, quit it, stop, quit it, stop, quit it, stop, quit it, stop. All right? You know, Divine Source has a sense of humor. Your ancestors have a sense of humor, although they are not fucking around. All right? They have a sense of humor, but they are not fucking around. Okay? All right? Yeah, money comes to me easily. That is such a great affirmation. Okay? That is such a great affirmation. Allow it to flow. Allow it to flow. See yourself there. Not because of greed, because you won't manifest it that way. But see yourself there as receiving whatever divine promise is for you. Confirmation birth. Whoa. See yourself receiving whatever that promise is for divine. Not to have wealth just to have it, but because it's a part of your spiritual inheritance and it's a part of the resources to help you do whatever it is that you're meant here to do. Okay? So if all you're going to do is fornicate the money, Divine Source is not going to give it to you. They're not. And Divine Source is extremely patient. Okay? Divine Source is extremely patient. So they can wait to your next lifetime if they see that you're not ready. So if you go into the mindset of, ooh, money, ooh, yeah, ooh, but they know, okay, that when you get it, you're not going to act right, they're not going to give it to you. Okay? That also speaks to what you currently have and how you're managing it. How you're managing it. Okay? And so, yeah, they have a sense of humor, but they're not fucking around. Okay? They're not. All right? They're not. Okay? And so, yeah, something about biscuits getting buttered and buttering my biscuits. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I was laughing. Divine source, ancestors, they have a sense of humor. But, yeah, they're not joking about your journey. They're not joking about your destination. They're not joking about why you're here. Okay? That'll happen. Yep. Whatever it takes for you to learn the lesson. Okay? Whatever it takes to learn the lesson. Okay? My grandmother has been getting my inheritance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Confirmation, Christine. Okay. Oh, that your brother stole. Okay. That your brother stole. Divine source. Where do we want to go? Pick up some tarot. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Okay. Okay. Woo! We're talking about, okay, being wise about what you have today. And we have the Four of Pentacles out here in reverse. Okay. For someone who is careless with money. In the upright, this is someone who is smart, financially savvy, frugal. We're talking about it. And we have a Four of Pentacles out here in reverse. In reverse. Christine said, or no, Christina said that divine source took her to zero. And then, yeah, I knew one of the questions that Rasta asked towards the beginning of this live was what's something that I had to release or let go of. And I said, being a tax accountant. I was in that occupation for 13 years, accountant, bookkeeper, accounting manager, and had my own little firm there in Daytona Beach, Florida. And that's something that I had to let go of. I let the IRS license expire. Businesses, I went ahead and dissolved them, let them go and all that sort of thing. So, all right. But I knew when I was in college studying accounting, I knew that I was going into accounting to learn how to manage the millions. I knew that I was going into accounting, and Divine Source had led me to that, to learn how to manage the millions. My millions, other people's millions, however it goes. Divine Source wanted me to learn how to manage the millions so that I could break the karmic bloodline curse of poverty, so that I could break the karmic curse of poverty. Okay? And then show and help others how to do the same. Okay? So this Four of Pentacles in the reverse, someone still hasn't learned that lesson. Okay? Someone still hasn't learned that lesson. They still spend carelessly. Still spend carelessly. Okay? Kevin was a careless spender. Kevin was a careless spender. Okay? It's interesting. In all my time here in Ho Chi Minh City, I've been in Southeast Asia for 10 months with only one source of income until recently, when some of you have been guided to sow financially. Outside of that, I've had one source of income, and that is VA benefits. That is less than $1,500 a month. And with all the travel, plane tickets, visas, all that sort of thing, never once has my bank account gone into the red in all of those months with $1,500 a month. With $1,500 a month. because I learned how to. And I'm willing to do things and put up with things and situations that other people would not. Okay? Some people are not okay eating ramen noodles, okay, for 7 days straight. I am. It's better that than I get NSF charges on my bank account that's $35 each. How much do ramen noodles cost? So if I let my bank account go into the negative and that's $35 every charge, how many packs of ramen noodles could I buy with $35? Okay? So yeah. Okay? And that's the statement. I can adjust. I like it, Era. All right, all right, all right. I like it. I like it. I can adjust. I can adjust. I like that statement. I like that statement. I can adjust. Yes. Yes. So, oh yeah, yeah. No doubt. No doubt, CO. Funny, I never thought it that way. Mm-hmm. Mm. Very smart. Very smart, Araya. Very smart, Araya. Very smart. Yeah, to a large degree, that is true, Christine. Okay, or at least certainly forced to live a minimalist type of lifestyle. Yeah. Even if they have a roof over their head, yeah, you're absolutely right. They are. Just because of the way the economy is in America, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay. Yeah. CO says, yep, ramen 60 cents at Walmart. You know what I mean? So I've been there. I've done that. Okay. Again, I've been homeless 3 times. 2 of those times was while I was on dialysis, living in my car. Living in my car. Okay. One of those was a van, and one of those was a Mercedes. The Mercedes was nicer than most people's homes, but I still was homeless living in a car. Okay. All right. Still, right? Twice while on dialysis. Okay. And my only concern was the care for my kidneys. That was my only concern, was the care for my kidneys. Okay. So divine source, how will I get the water for my kidneys? How will I take care of myself and get the nutrition to bounce back from the treatments? I was doing treatments 3 days a week at that time, and 3 days a week, 3 days a week required me to have an 8 to 9 hour recovery period of time, because again, the toll that it takes from pulling the blood out of the body and then putting the blood back in. I didn't have high blood pressure until I started dialysis. Why? Because they pull the blood out, they force the blood back in after cleaning, cleansing, okay? And that raises the blood pressure, obviously, when you're having something forced back into your vein, into the veins of the body, right? And so that caused hypertension. I don't have high blood pressure today, and I don't take high blood pressure medications. Okay, all of that was caused by dialysis. Okay, and so yeah. Okay, so even in those times, my only concern was, how do I best care for this physical body while I'm on dialysis and homeless? Okay, because I was on dialysis and I was my only source of income. I wasn't married. I wasn't living with anyone else, divine source, and I wasn't able to work when I first started dialysis because of the toll that it took on the physical body. So how do I take care of myself, Most High? How do I do this? Okay, so yeah, all right. Let's see. So we have someone out here who's careless with money, someone who needs to learn a money management lesson. Okay? Could be something about a package arriving. Okay? You could get a ding dong at the door. Okay? All right? These are Amazon packages. You could be getting Amazon. You could have gotten Amazon today. Amazon could be showing up in the next 15 minutes at your door. That's a confirmation that something's here for you. All right? Amazon. Or some other. It could be Alibaba. Alibaba. Someone's name could be Alibaba. Okay? Someone said Walmart. So could be Walmart too. Okay? I think Walmart delivers now. Divine source. Okay? So someone could be overspending here. Okay? All those packages. There's like 4 or 5 packages on that card. Okay? 4 or 5 packages, big boxes, big packages. Okay? We have the 10 of Cups out here, okay? And it landed confirmation it landed in the upright, okay? No, there you go. Okay, Sean had Walmart groceries delivered today on 3/13. Our next class is going to be on 4/4. Next class via Zoom is going to be on 4/4. Okay, April 4th. Next class 4/4. Next class 4/4. Confirmation. Okay. 4/4 is a Saturday. Ooh. A disease. So someone could be getting a disease delivered or news about a disease. We're talking about bloodlines here. So this family right here represents a bloodline. What have we been talking about this entire time? Breaking disease, illness, and families. Disease and illness and families. Somebody, this looks like COVID-19. Okay. But yeah, whatever this illness, disease is out here, this could be what is getting delivered. Okay. So it may not be a physical package. It could be news, disease. Someone's family, spiritually or physically, a disease. A disease. Here found on the bottom of the stack. A disease. Yeah. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Don't come over here ringing my doorbell. No way. No, sir. No, ma'am. Okay? Back, Satan. Back, Satan. Don't come over here. Do not come over here. Okay? Seriously. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, no. Okay? Someone probably needs to say that. Back, Satan. Back, Satan. Okay? This is because someone wouldn't tell the truth. Okay? Someone wouldn't tell the truth. Okay? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Someone wouldn't tell the truth. So, part of their journey is some type of disease, spiritual STD, sexually transmitted disease, spiritually transmitted demon, sexually transmitted distraction, disease, STD, a disease or distraction, STD, yeah, greed is a disease again, okay, so Rasta named gluttony, that's one of the 7 deadly sins, and then CO just said greed. That's another one of the 7 deadly sins. 7 deadly sins. Lust, sloth, gluttony, pride, envy. I forget the others at this time. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Somebody didn't tell the truth. Okay. Again, someone said their brother stole their inheritance. So now this brother, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. Ooh, ooh, Christine. I just heard, ooh, now they getting their ass whooped. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I just heard, now they getting their ass whooped. Wrath. Thank you very much, Rebirth. Wrath. Wrath. Okay? Now they getting their ass beat because your ancestors are, yeah, bringing wrath. Bringing the wrath. The wrath. Now somebody's getting their ass beat. Okay? Now somebody's getting their ass beat. Okay? They might have tried to fight you, Christine, or anyone else. They may have tried to fight you. Hell to the yeah, Sean. It sucks to be them. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. It sucks to be them. Okay? Sorry, not sorry. Energy. Sorry, not sorry. Again, they all have opportunity. They all have opportunity or had opportunity to come forward with the truth and be the ace of swords or ace of wands in the upright. They all had the opportunity to come forward with the truth. Every last one of them. The low vibrational energies that came against me, the low vibrational energies that came against you, they all had the opportunity. They just chose not to. They just chose not to. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, somebody's getting a package delivered and they're not going to like it. Okay? This package could have been between someone else's legs. This package could have been between someone else's legs. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Could be. Okay? Could be. All right? Divine Source said, this collective, is like bread and butter, but somebody's cooch or wand is like cheese. Just make it plain. Just make it. Just say it. Just make it plain. Somebody's cooch or crotch is like cheese. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that could be it. STD. Okay. Cheesy cooch, cheesy crotch, cheesy wand, cheesy wand. Nasty. No way. No. 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 Get the hell away from me. Get the hell away from me. Even energetically, not even physically. Get the hell away. Just get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Please, get away from me. We have a cult here. Seriously, Christine. Seriously, get. No, Lord, no, Lord, no, Lord, no. Just get that energy, Lord, no, Lord, no, Lord, no. Oh, no. Yeah, truly, truly, truly. Yep, seriously, we dodged a big bullet, some of us. Dodged a big bullet, a big old bullet, boy, big old bullet. We have the Six of Pentacles out here, okay? So, someone investing in you, ancestors investing in you. Again, show your ancestors love. Sunflowers, okay, I showed those earlier that I brought my ancestors, okay? All right, show your ancestors love, okay? Honor them, okay? My ancestors like sunflowers. I like sunflowers. So, okay? Buy them. Show them love. Okay? So, okay? 1212, someone said. Okay. So some type of investment coming in, okay, or you making some type of investment into your own spiritual journey. Confirmation. That's what it is. You making an investment into your own spiritual journey by being celibate, meditating, by being your highest, purest, truest self. Okay? By removing what no longer serves you in your health, diet, in your spiritual life, in your relationships, in your social life, whatever that happens to be. She might want some more, Christine. She might want some today. Okay? She might want some sunflowers today. Okay? Yeah, baby. Go and get me some of those. Yeah, baby. Yeah, sugar. Yeah, go get me some of those. Go and get me some of those over there. Go get me some of those, sugar. Okay. Page of Cups energy. Six of Pentacles and a Page of Cups energy. You can only recognize your own truth when you start investing in yourself. Take a look at these two cards. You can only recognize your own truth, or start to, when you invest in yourself. You can only start you can only start investing in yourself, or you can only start recognizing the truth in yourself and the truth about yourself, Page of Cups energy, when you start investing in yourself. Okay? All right? And avoiding the cheesy crotch energy. Avoiding the cheesy crotch energy amongst other types of energy. Okay? Okay? Confirmation. That's why I stopped to listen for a moment, Sean. That's why I stopped to listen. Okay? To see what Divine Source was saying about that. Okay? You can only recognize the truth about yourself when you start investing within and into yourself. Otherwise, you'll stay in the dark about who you truly are, just like most of the 8.4 billion people on this planet currently. Okay? Hello, Sherry. I mentioned you earlier. Okay, we've been on for more than an hour now. We are closing it out. We are seeing where the energy is. Okay? We are seeing where the energy is right now. Okay? Let me look up here. I have some other messages up here. Okay? The last time I looked up there, it was for a financial seed that was being sent to me, and that was a confirmation in the middle of the dream that I was telling you about earlier. Okay? Some of you who are tuning in later, Sherry, you might want to go back and take a listen to that dream. Those of you in the background who just came in, you might want to rewind and go take a listen to that dream, or listen to it later. Someone's name is Jerome. Okay? I said Jerome's in the house. I said Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth. Jerome in the TV show Martin. Jerome is definitely the original player from the Himalaya. Jerome would definitely have a cheesy crotch. Can you imagine if that was a real life being? Can you imagine that character? Can you imagine that character for Martin? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the nastiness? Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine? A little bit. Okay? A little bit. Having fun. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Oh, what was that? And the delivery. So, ooh, we got, look, collective. Look at this, okay? So we have a delivery out here, okay? We have packages, some type of package. Again, this could be news. Then We had the disease come out here. Then we had, along with the family, so a family karmic illness out here, STDs, physically, spiritually, okay? We have combating, fighting energy, okay? All right? We have Four of Pentacles in reverse, so someone who was careless with their money, careless with their energy, careless with their sacral, okay? With this energy out here in the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Someone who didn't tell the truth, Ace of Wands in reverse. And then the next card that just came out, we got the delivery. Ancestors. We got the delivery. The delivery. The delivery. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay? Somebody could like tag teams in the bedroom. Tag team, back again. Check it to wreck it. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. Okay? Somebody could like tag teams in the bedroom. Okay? Tag teams in the bedroom. Okay? Bent over, legs up, and they just take tickets. Customer, client number 22. Client number 45, they just take tickets. They just taking numbers. They just take numbers in the bedroom. They just take numbers. Okay? A delivery of some news, a delivery. And here we go. This right here is poverty, spiritually, physically. Rasta mentioned mental illness earlier. Mentally, emotionally, poverty. Five of Pentacles energy right here. Somebody, when they get this news, if they haven't already, when they get this news, I just heard tailspin. When they get this news right here, when they get this news, yeah, that is bad business and bad for business. Somebody right here, when the delivery comes of whatever this is, 3D or 5D, when they get that news, they may not even be able to work in the 3D. They may not even be able to earn a paycheck. They may not even be able to. Okay? They may not even be able to. Poverty. This is the brokest card in the tarot deck. This card right here is the brokest card in the tarot deck. Severe debt. Okay? Somebody could have to move back in with their mother, father, aunt, uncle, ex. Somebody is going to be just asked out because they had their ass out. Okay? Somebody's going to be asked out because they had their ass out. Nope. Okay? Nope. And there's nothing wrong necessarily with Martin Lawrence, but the character of Jerome, that energy, yeah, y'all, you don't want that. You don't want that. What up, old BDB? What's up, BDB? What's going on, BDB? Somebody's name could be BD, B, BB, BDB. Somebody's name, right? Gina. Somebody's name Cole. Somebody's name Tommy. Any of those names could resonate for you. Yeah, straight nasty. All right. Okay? Sherry. Redemption. Sherry. Redemption. Divine source, anything else? We have the hangman energy out here. Okay? So this is just a matter of time. That's what I'm getting. This right here, all this energy out here, this energy right here, okay, is just a matter of time. The illness that hits their family, hits their bloodline, there could be something about incest, okay? The disease, spiritual backfires, okay? Whatever your ancestors, this right here, ancestor delivery, this right here, karma, delivery, this right here, whatever all of this is, it's just a matter of time with this hangman energy. It's just a matter of time. Okay? So, Divine Source, thank you so much for those confirmations for the collective, okay? And yeah, that's for those of you that it resonates with. And again, take what easily fits. Most of you know that, okay? Anything else? I think that might be it. Hope everyone's doing well wherever you are, wherever your journey has you today, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Again, if you are tuning in later to this, you might want to go back and watch the beginning of it. Okay, we did take Q&A, we took questions. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. CO, thank you, thank you, thank you, Sean, always. All right, thank you. All right, all right, all right. Thank you, the Rebirth of Wisdom. Thank you, Justice League. Thank you, Rasta. Thank you, Christine. Okay, thank you, so many of you. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, Shining. Thank you so much. Thank you, Araya. Thank you so much, Araya. Okay. And, oh, sweet Gail, we are closing it out. Okay. I'm just giving thanks. At this time, we are closing it out. Okay. We've been on for, I don't know, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes or something. So, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Are there any questions before we go? Let me ask that. Okay. Anything else before we go? Divine Source says we are like bread and butter, baby. Okay. Like bread and butter. Okay. And they are like cottage cheese. We are like bread and butter, and they are like cottage cheese. Eating mayonnaise with a spoon like it's ice cream, like Judy was in that dream. Eating mayonnaise like it's ice cream. Eating mayonnaise like it's ice cream. Some of you, through that dream that I had and I shared, some of you need to just shake the enemy's hand and say thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for helping me to see who I really truly was. Thank you for helping me to see who you really truly were in my life. Just shake their hand like I shook Kevin's hand in that dream and say thank you. And that's it. You don't need to say anything else. Okay? So, throwing you a getting the hell out of Dodge party. Okay? Throwing you a getting the hell out of Dodge party. Okay? Oh, no. No worries whatsoever, Christine. No worries whatsoever. No worries whatsoever. I'm good. I'm good. I require 5 hours of sleep. I require 5 hours of sleep. Okay? I'm good. No worries. Okay? No worries at all. Okay? Angel numbers. Okay? Yes, confirmation, Sherry. There is, but that's up to you, Sherry. Okay, there is. Okay, and that blessing in disguise came out here when you asked the question, Sherry. So we're gonna take this angel number right here, on the heels of Sherry's question. Okay, on the heels of Sherry's question, we're gonna take this card, blessing in disguise. Here we go. This is for overcoming obstacles, hardships, strength. This is for building character. That's about the journey. And experience. Okay, there might be some difficulty ahead, but don't worry about it. There might be. And that difficulty for some of you is just the waiting process that we got through the message with that hangman. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Okay? It's just a matter of time. All right? So stay faithful. All right? If you have been struggling, the winds of change will blow in your favor. If you've been suffering or feeling lost, some things may fall apart. That's a necessary thing. A necessary thing. A necessary thing. Okay? You're welcome, Sherry. Okay? Perfect timings. Yep. Gail. 8:20. Okay? 8:20. Yep. Yep. All right. Some things may fall apart, but you're building the framework for something much better. I just said hang in there. It's just a matter of time, baby, with the hangman card. It's just a matter of time. Okay? Yeah. I feel good, Decree. I feel good. Okay? Dun-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would. Dun-na-na-na-na-na. Okay? So, before I go, if you would like to have an esoteric conversation with me, those are done via Zoom. Okay. And also, you can send an email to Nehru Patah, NEHRUPTAH. Okay. And also, with this 4444 out here, our next class via Zoom, our next spiritual class, esoteric class, will be on April 4th. Our next esoteric class will be on April 4th. That is the nature of man. The nature of man. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. My name is Nehru. I am a spirit guide, esoteric being, divinely guided here and descended here for the 10th and final journey in the physical form. Born on the 333rd day of the year, I am a master builder 33. That is a master teacher. That is my occupation from here until the end. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And as always, be encouraged.